Thank you for joining us on our daily Zohar. Mima'amakim kera'aticha. I will call upon you from the deepest deep. And this is what we learn. In other words, when a person calls Hashem, calls HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what does it mean that he says Mima'amakim? From the deepest deep, from the bottom of the canyon. Let's go there. What is it? What's so special about that? And this is what we learn. Kol mi shemitpalel tefillah lifnei hamelech hakadosh. Anyone, this is anyone, who prays in front of, there is for, and only the Holy King, God. Tzarich levakesh bakashato ulehitpalel me'omek halev. Prayer needs to be taught or learned as well. When you do that, you have to ask, exactly, levakesh bakashato. In other words, when you come to somebody, you tell them a story. You know this, and you know that. The guy will tell you, listen, stop 1 second. The bottom line. What's your bottom line? What is it you're trying to tell me? Don't tell me stories. What's your question? Right? In other words, get to the point. If you want your point to be clear, say it straight. Levakesh bakashato. What is exactly you looking for? Ulitpalel me'omek halev. And you have to pray, as they say, from the bottom of your heart. By the way, you should know that when Chachamim, Sheikh Knesset Gdolah, established the words of the tefillah that we have in Shmona Esrei, it's not just like, all right, they put it together to unify everybody so everybody will... No. They use specific words that would have the most capacity in the smallest amount of words. Most intention in little words. The brachot that would cover everything. So be accurate, like laser beam. And the reason to do that, כדי שימצא ליבו שלם בקדוש ברוך הוא. The only reason is, in order to be your heart, so your heart will be complete, will be one unit. You won't be asking for this one, but you don't really mean that. Which is a problem. For example, when we say, Hashivenu avinu letoratecha, oh God, please bring us back to your Torah. V'achazirenu b'tshuva shlema lefanecha, and help us repent, a complete, tshuva in front of you. You really mean that? Hashivenu avinu letoratecha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, here, I opened the doors of Yeshiva for you, come inside. I didn't really mean that. Not to that extent. It says, "V'techezena einenu b'shuvcha leTzion berachamim," and our eyes should see upon your return to Zion with mercy. That means you have to pack your stuff and go there too. Do you really mean that? Do you really mean that? But you can't say something if you don't mean it. Well, that's what we do most of the time. But that's not something that you do in front of God. You have to know what you want, and you have to be sincere about it. So, for you could be complete. It's not one in the mouth, one in the heart. It's one thing. You have to align your heart and your will. If you are a sniper, you cannot hit the target if your scope is out of focus. So that's something that you have to remember. You have to be completely aligned on that matter. Completely aligned. You have to know exactly what you want. In anything in life. I'll tell you a little bit secret of a key to success in life. Everybody knows you have to make goals in your life. You have to have a goal in your life. And everybody knows that you have to have short-term goals and long-term goals. What most people fail to acknowledge is the short-term goals and the long-term goals needs to be aligned. You can have your short-term goals here and your long-term goals there. That's never going to happen. There's going to be a gap between them. They need to be aligned together. So one action would lead to another. והרי כתוב, since it says, that's what David HaMelech says, בכל ליבי דרשתיך, I asked upon you with all my heart, not with half of my heart, with all my heart. When we say, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום, it means it's going to be HaKadosh Baruch Hu would bless us with harmony to all the Jews. When you say to all the Jews, do you really mean all the Jews? Or only those who are like you? When you say, Refaenu v'nirafeh, help us, heal us, do you include those who you don't like who are sick? God forbid you say, man, I wish you get sick and it jumps dead. Do you say that? Or say, listen, HaKadosh Baruch Hu have mercy on all of it. Do you really mean what you say? How terrible it is when you get the opportunity to come in front of the king and then you dare to lie. Straight out. It's a horrible thing. And therefore it says, but we learned, v'zeh pasuk. So if it says, bechol libi derashticha, if I ask you with all my heart, why does it say that it says, mima'amakim, I call you from the deepest of all deeps, from the bottom of the canyon? Why? What's the inyan with that? Just do it with all your heart. That should be good enough. Elakach shaninu. That's what we learned. Kol ben adam, any human being, shemevakesh bakashato, and that includes any human being, that is granted to ask his request in front of the king. There is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzarich lechaven da'at. He needs to have a kavanah, a clear mind, clear intention of his mind. Veratzon mishoresh kol hashorashim. He needs to aim his bakasha to come from the root, from the source of all sources. Not just from the hand that gives it to you. Reach all the way up to the heart, from the root. You want it to come from the source. You don't want, I wouldn't say second hand because you might be interpreted in the wrong way. You want it straight from the source. The bracha to come unfiltered down. Le'amshich brachot mi'omek ha'be'er. This is a parallel. To draw the blessings from the deepest from the bottom of the well. You have a well of fresh water. You don't just want the water is on top. You want it all the way down, as far as you can, fresh water, to bring the water up. To bring the water up. I give you an analogy. I thought it was National Geographic. I saw it yesterday on the computer. There's a photographer that was talking about, he was taking pictures of some marine creatures in Antarctica. And he came out of the water and says, I was freezing. It was really cold and on a level of hypothermia and going, and all of a sudden he sees this like huge whale. And he says, I can't move because I'm frozen. It says, my assistant comes and he throws me into the water and takes the picture, and says the water weren't so clear because of the melting of the snow and the seawater. It makes it cloudy. But yet the picture of the whale, and the whale is about, they say some of those whales are like 200 years old. And the picture of the whale was crystal clear. Why is that? Because the massive body of this whale, it's like 50 feet, it's huge, brought with him from the deepest ocean, when he came, a whole mess. He brought his own water with him that pushed away the unclarity of the sweet water, the fresh water, and the salt water that became cloudy, he brought his own water with it and created the most amazing picture of this magnificent creature, the Leviathan, the whale, with beautiful blue water, and it was a picture perfect. You want to do the same thing. In order to remove that cloudiness, that murk that comes out from unclarity, from a combination of different attributes in the world, you want to bring your own water from the bottom of the well. You want the bracha to come as pure as you can, as fresh as you can. Because if you drop your bucket into the water, into the bottom, and it went all the way down, and now you brought the water up, the water stays there because no new water come in, because it maintains the pressure. You're coming in, you have fresh water. That's what you want to do with your brachot as well. When you do it, you want to bring the bracha as pure as it was. And to do it, why? You want to bring it about. Akol kedei sheyimshoch brachot mimayan akol. You have to bring those brachot from the spring that actually feeds the well. And it's a tremendous thing. Umahu. And what is this place? Oto makom sheyotze mimeno. What is this place? It's that place in which it comes out of there. Venimtza oto nahar shekatuv. It's not really a spring. It's an underwater or underground river. There are places like this. As a matter of fact, somewhere upstate New York, you go into a cave, you go into like this mountain. It's a whole river that goes underground. It's amazing. You think that everything that you see on the surface, that's what you see. There are rivers underground. It's fascinating. And that river that gives water and nourishment to the well in which you drink for comes mi-Eden, from what we call Gan Eden. In other words, from the world, or from the place that was before everything got spoiled. The nourishment there is great. So therefore, if you drink a little bit, argument saying, it's the elixir of life. You'll feel so rejuvenated. Therefore, the bracha that you bring, the more accurate you'll be, the more pure your request, the more pure the bracha. It should be only to bring this nourishment all the way up. And by doing so, and I'll show you something that we do later on Shabbat, and that's what it is. V'katuv nahar pelagav yesamchu ir elokim. A river and its creeks or brooks that branch out of it would rejoice a whole entire city. Imagine a city with no water. Here there is a fresh source of water all the time. We refer to certain people or certain people who are on such a high spiritual level. We call it Nachal Novea, a bubbling creek, that it means it has its own source of water. It's not dependent on conditions of rain and drought. It's its own bubbling by itself. It's an unbelievable concept, right? Nachal Novea. It's a bubbling spring. And that kind of an attitude is called Mima'amakim, from the deepest deep. Omek Hakol, the deepest of all. Omek HaBe'er, the depth, the bottom of the well. Shema'ayanot, that springs of water. Yotzim, come out of there. Nimshachim, and they've been drawn to do what? Levarech et hakol, to bless all. If you are able to do that, the bracha that you would bring down, or that you call to bring down from above, would not only benefit you, it would benefit all around you, all the people around you. That's why if there is a righteous person in the neighborhood, all the people benefit because of him. Because he is the reason. He's the 5-inch pipe, the main, the water main that brings it down. You could have golden faucets in your bathtub, or in your home, on your sink, in the kitchen. If a main or water main breaks, there's no water in your faucet. That person who is pure, who is not rusted, That who knows exactly what he needs to do, how to align and how to ask. And when you ask, you don't ask for yourself, because for yourself there's different cheshbonot. You ask for the klal. You ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he would grant you with the greatest gift that he can give you besides life and free choice, is to see you appropriate to become a holy vessel. A holy vessel, a pipe. And the more pure you are, the more fresh the water will be. And there's no difference whether you are an artist or you're a musician or whatever. It's also, these people are pipes for other things. The purest the pipe, the greater the creation. Here too, the cleaner you are, the more shefa, wealth, abundance that you would drink from above. And it says, Vezuhi hatchala leamshich brachot milemala lemata. And this is just the beginning of drawing the brachot from above all the way down. Give me Sidur. Amar Rabbi Chizkiah. Rabbi Chizkiah said, Kaasher Atika Kadisha, that attribute, it's called the high above attribute, it's called the ancient one. Hasatum shekol astumim, the most heeding of all, the most aloof of all. Rotzeh lezamen brachot la'olamot, wants to bring about bracha to this world. Mashrei hakol would hover it all. Umachlil hakol, and include everything. Bezeh ha'omek ha'alyon. He would put all this mega bracha, this condensed bracha in that place, which is called the deepest. But of course, in Shamayim is going to be just the other way around. If here will be on the bottom, he'll be over there will be further up. Umikan shoev v'nimshach ha'be'er, and from that the source of brachot comes down. Shenachalim u'ma'ayanot nimshachim mimeno, in all different ways. Some are brooks, some are creeks, some rivers will come down, umushakim mimeno kulam, and everybody gets the nourishment from it. Umishe mitpalel tefilato, and he who prays his tefillah, tzarich lechaven lev veratzon, you should do align your heart and your thought, le'amshich brachot mioto omek, to continue. You need to connect yourself. The prayer that we bring is not a selfish prayer. It's a prayer to fix this world for benefit of all humanity. Meoto omek shel hakol. Why? You have to be pure and straight. Kedei shetitkabel tefilato, so your tefillah will be accepted. Ve'yaser retzono, and your will should come about. Now, there is on the Ben Ish Chai, I hope I have it in this Siddur, the Ben Ish Chai, before Kiddush Shabbat, has here they don't have it, has a special Yeh Ratzon. I think I have it here. Has a special Yeh Ratzon that we say. Let me see if I find it here. I need glasses. Just beware with me. Here. The Ben Ish Chai says the following: that it's good to say before you make the kiddush, and I'll read it and I'll skip it because some of them is just an introduction for that. It goes like this: May it be a will in front of you, God, our God, the God of our fathers. That's going to be a time of willingness on your behalf. And will be drawn upon for us, to our wives, to our children. L'chol Israel, l'chol Am Israel, shefa shalom tova uvracha, abundance of peace and harmony, good and blessing, chaim, life, chen, grace, chesed, how do we say chesed? Kindness, verachamim, mercy. How? By how? How is it going to come down? Al yedei, by chavbet sinorot elyonim, the 22 upper pipes, mains of bracha, asherem ptuchim, which are open, umerikim, which spill about, shefa, abundance, ubracha, from where? Mibrecha Elyona, from the upper pool, mirosh kol haktarim, from above all the crowds, that is, from the source of all sources. V'yiratzon milfanecha Hashem Elokeinu. Again, it goes on, and that by pouring this wine, our bless, our full cup, so is your brachot will be that you give us will be full also, and so on and so on and so forth. V'yiratzon milfanecha. Again, he goes. שבזכות המצוות הברכה של שבת על כוס יין מלא. In the merit of this bracha of Shabbat on a full cup of wine, התמלאו אותיות כוס. We take the fulfillment of in numerical values of kos, chaf vav samech. So if you take it, chaf is chaf and pei, vav and vav, samech mem chaf. Together, the hint is ha beracha, the blessing, the numerical value of milui, of a full scale numerical value of kos will be ha bracha. And this will be at Sinorot lekapelanu. This again will be a service pipes to give us, and so on and so forth. And you should bless our doings, and so on and so forth. So there is no better time to do that than Kiddush Shabbat. But it's something that you can do all the time. You just have to be, again, less selfish. Pray for all. Pray for abundance for all people. There's never going to be lacking. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we should all be mevorach. We should be blessed in our doings. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us shefa shalom, tova u'bracha, chen v'chesed, v'rachamim. Amen. Ken yeh ratzon.